Good morning. I think we're live. It says it's video starting.
Says we're here.
So we're gonna say that. Oh, now we're live.
Yeah,
there we are. Okay,
we are live now.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Southern Twist Yarns. My name is Brenda. I'm the owner of the shop,
and I'm Evie, not the owner of the shop.
Well, there are advantages to both, right? So I hope you have had a great couple of weeks. We missed last week.
Absolutely, we did.
But we had a good reason.
We had a very good reason.
We had to do inventory.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, so,
not our most fun thing to do.
I don't. Does anybody really like to do inventory?
No, probably not.
There are probably some nerdy kind of people that love the idea of counting and numbers. I know.
Like Lynn, maybe.
Lynn
actually
she
likes inventory.
She likes those numbers. She's a number person. And I think my husband would too, because he's a number guy. Yeah. I am not a number person. I
like fluid numbers.
Yeah. Oh, fluid numbers. I never thought about that. That's a good thing. Anyway, so we are coming to you live from beautiful Fairhope, Alabama, where it's actually a weird day out there.
It's very weird. The temperature's fabulous. I see blue sky there, but gray over there.
Yeah, I do. And so I told you this morning I had a rough morning. So I thought it was going to be warm because we've had really warm, muggy days, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I dressed for really warm weather. And I walked out, put my stuff in the car, walked out. No, it was a little chilly.
It's a little chilly.
So I went back in, and I just wanted to put something over. I had a short sleeve sweater, one that I knit.
Right.
And I thought, well, I'll wear that because we're going live. We should wear something that we make when
we
go live. We are yarns.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, no, I couldn't find a sweater that would go over. I must have tried on Fibre. I have a big pile.
On the bed?
On the floor, a pile of sweaters, which I'm going to regret when I get home tonight because I'm going to have to hang them all back up. But it was just one of those mornings. Nothing seemed right. Nothing seemed to fit. And then I drove away without my lunch. And
I even share mine.
Okay. So anyway, there are days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have been a little distracted. So we are here to talk about yarn and what's happening in the shop, and I'm excited to talk about the trunk show. We have a trunk show going on.
It's really interesting yarn.
Yes.
It really is.
And we haven't done a trunk show in a while, so it was really nice. The owner, Red Stack Fiber, is based out of Texas. Gosh, I just had a little brain. Sorry.
Converse,
I think. Yes. Anyway, and he contacted me last year and said, and that's what I love about this idea too. It's a man. He is a dyer. Josh is a dyer, Josh Graff, and his wife owns a yarn store, and he got very interested in helping her with the store and became a dyer. And he has some of the most beautiful saturated tonals that are incredible. We don't have them all, of course, but I wish we did, because when I went online to look at even more of his colors, I was just blown away by some of the different colors that he does have. But just gorgeous, rich tonals. And if you are doing anything tonal, you're going to want to take a look at these.
We have 3 bases.
Well, we have 4.
Oh, am I forgetting one?
Yeah, you are. But that's okay.
Let's try that one right
there. That's what I'm here for.
I know. That's this one. That's the color work one.
Yeah, let's find it.
Pretty color. Yeah.
Very nice. Actually, I like it. I love this brick color. Okay, so
that's the thing. It's hard to choose. They're all really pretty. I have my favorite one right here in my hand.
Yes. and it's a day for me. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna probably be talking about a bunch of stuff you don't care about, so you can turn off. So this color happens to be antique leather, and this is a beautiful, gorgeous, yummy, burnt brown. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know.
It's kind of like glazed pecan. It's called antique leather, and it absolutely is antique leather minus all the cracks that antique leather has.
Right. And this base happens to be Chateau Sock. Chateau Sock is 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So this is a great yarn for a sweater, for a shawl. The cashmere gives it that great, wonderful.
If you're a dream in color, swooshy cashmere lover, you will be equally in love with this.
Right, and the 10% of nylon, will give it that drape and that elasticity that you like. So gorgeous colors, great for just about anything. As a matter of fact, I happen to be wearing one of one of the shawls that were part of the trunk show.
Right. And that one is.
This is done in cottage sock, which you have.
This is the cottage sock. Isn't that a cool color? I think this one would just be super duper cool in a shawl or like some crazy Stephen West.
Yeah,
this is such a
just
cool
want that
accent
pop of color.
This is it. The cottage sock does have the 25% nylon.
Because it's a sock yarn.
It's a sock yarn.
And that's what this is actually made out of. And it feels absolutely fabulous. These
really
are the two colors. We do have the colors that it was made out of. So you can come in and pick this up. This blue, you all know that I'm a blue girl, and I just think this is a gorgeous blue.
Oh, really?
And it's such a beautiful tonal color.
Right.
So anyway, this is the cute. This really
adorable? Cute,
and the pattern. Let me look at the pattern. Is called
Pascagoula.
Pascagoula or something. Sorry, I can't read. I don't know.
It almost looks like Pascagoula, but it's not quite.
Passagiata by Janine Kaleo. So anyway, cute little.
I think it's just 2 skeins. It looks to me like it's by 1 skein of the cream and 1 skein of the blue.
So cute and a quick knit. It's just a garter stitch, so it would be nice and easy if you just need like a social knitting piece.
Absolutely.
This would be the piece. I have no social knitting pieces.
Well, there you go. You need to cast on.
Yeah, I do. Everything I am doing right now has a chart. It's like everywhere.
I have some really complicated because I've got some advanced knitters
We're going to talk about that in a minute. So that's cottage sock.
And this one's my favorite. Y'all know I've talked about the Ching's melted baby suri and how it doesn't itch. This doesn't itch. This is called, he calls this his castle suri. So it's 74% baby alpaca, which is the suri part, and then 26% silk. It's thinner than Ching. So you're going to be, it's more of a typical mohair weight yarn. But, I mean, it's super soft.
If mohair itches you, this is a great alternative.
Oh, yeah.
Because mohair comes from a goat, so some people have allergies or an itchiness to that.
That's me. I'm itchy.
And this is a beautiful yarn, and I love that Josh is close by to us, so it's a little easier for us to get it from Texas.
I really don't want y'all to like this too much because I want it, but it is right here in this shawl behind me, which let me go this way. Can you see that? That is beautiful. 1 skein of this and then 1 skein of the castle.
The chateau.
Right. And that's what created this 1 skein of each. Isn't that gorgeous? Just another. This is also public knitting.
Absolutely, you could do that. So one of the things that's nice about Josh, like I said, is that he's close by to us, and we can get product from him quicker than we can getting it from the UK. Because as we all know right now, shipping is like unbelievable.
Right. And he did say color. It's got a lot of good color work stuff too.
He does. So let's talk about his color work stuff. So because he does, he has a Highland DK, and this is of course, and we are in the South, so we don't do as much with us. And this is a non-superwash, by the way. So what makes it good? What makes it good for color work? It's sticky.
Correct.
It tends to be sticky. And so because it's sticky, when you're doing a beautiful color work hat, or let me move over here too, or like this really pretty poncho, Lynn actually did this poncho. This is a beautiful color work poncho. It's nice to have a yarn. I know I'm off camera, so I'll come back. But it's nice to have a yarn that sticks together a little bit.
And if you're brave and want to do steeking, this yarn is perfect.
We're going to talk about
for steeking.
We're going to talk about steeking. I'm glad you brought that up.
Aren't you I'm so good.
We are. You know, I say Lucy and Ethel when people start talking about us. Anyway, so let's talk about steeking. Who's interested in steeking? Evie says, not me, but
it's not my favorite thing. But I've always lived in the South.
Well, but I'm interested in steeking for just the technique, just understanding the technique and how it works. And I'm sure many of you watch or follow Andrea Mowry, and you know that she just came out with her sweater, and it's
very cute.
It's all about steeking.
It is.
It's color work and steeking. So we talked about this, Lynn and Evie and I in the shop when we were doing inventory, and I said, "What do you guys think about steeking?" Well, because it's hard to do. It's
it requires to really do it sometimes. Some people use a sewing machine when they do their steeking.
Yeah, that's cheating.
I know.
So anyway, I think what we would like to do is offer this up and let's learn about steeking. So nobody wants to make an entire sweater and then cut it. I mean, this is so foreign to us here in the South. We just don't make big, bulky clothes like that. So that requires that sticky, tight knit stuff. So Lynn told us about this little pattern that she had found, and it is a mug warmer, or, you know, a cup if you're going to get your Starbucks and you don't want to put it in that paper thing. You can learn how to do this. So we are talking about putting this on for an upcoming class. It's a small project,
and we're all going to do it.
We're all going to do it. Probably, maybe we'll do it as a day thing. You know,
it's going to be small. It's not going to be big.
No. You'll knit it in the round. You'll knit it in the round. So if you've never done color work, this is also a good time to learn color work because it'll be a small project. So it's not like you're doing the yoke of a sweater or an entire sweater like Harry Mowers is. But this way you can actually learn what it's like to steek. So we'll knit this in the round, we'll cast on, we'll choose our colors, and then when everybody is complete, we'll meet back up and we'll steek. We'll actually cut our knitting, which is kind of foreign to all of us and a little terrifying. But what a good way to learn.
Absolutely. You won't feel bad if you don't like it or it doesn't work for you. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? It's a small little thing. So watch for that. We're going to talk about when we're going to get that in. I just think it's fun. I talked to a person last night. I'm currently doing a play at our local community theater, and I was talking with one of my fellow actors. And she said the reason she's acting, this is her first time on stage, she's never done anything like this before, is she and her husband at the end of last year said they were going to learn 3 new things in 2023.
Oh, wow.
And she chose to get on stage for the very first time.
Wow.
I didn't ask her what her husband's was. Then we got talking. And her other thing is she's thinking about learning to knit.
Well, there you go.
So if you are not a knitter or a crocheter, and this is something that you want to do, make 2023 your year to learn how to do this craft, because this is a lifelong craft. I don't care if you're 8 years old or 80 years old. Right. We can teach you. You can learn how to knit. You can learn how to crochet, and it will be something that you will be able to go to all the time.
Totally.
I know for me, when I get stressed, when I feel like I can't just sit. I'm not just a sit down person. I have to have something to do. I pick up my knitting.
Well, my husband turns on the TV. I pick up my knitting.
Well, that's or my crocheting, either one, because I do crochet as well. So these are the things that bring me joy. They're the things that also bring me stress. I will be honest. Sometimes they do. Yeah. You know, when you can't get it finished in time. Right. You've got a class going on right now that is making
it has a very high stress level.
So I'm going to let Edie talk about her class, even though it's already started. There isn't any reason why you couldn't join in because they are in the beginning. So talk about your Lingholm.
The Lingholm is a really cool. It's an advanced knitting. And so we have started with small needles, size 3 needles. I've modified the pattern just a little bit, you know me, and to make it lay better across our shoulders. But what we're doing each time, we cast on, and then as we go through the patterns and use different charts, there are actually 6 different charts going at one time. And so I'm going to show you how to handle that and how to manage 6 charts at once.
That's difficult.
So it is. But you know what? The end product, I didn't bring it today, but the end product is going to be spectacular. And this is not a quick knit. This is going to take.
It's an adventure.
It's going to be a couple-month project. And so that's why if you consider yourself an advanced or almost advanced knitter and you want to tackle this, you can still join us. I'll get you cast on.
You want to learn something new. Make 2023 your chance to learn something new. Join us when we steek. Join us with a lace project. Right. And of course, we have our simpler projects going on as well. Starting in March, I think, I'm not sure, I'm going to be leading a color work for a little ponchette. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You'll be hearing more about that as time goes on. I want to get a little bit more of it done. And we have some simpler projects.
Yeah, this is super basic, super easy. And this is that new yarn that we have. It's called Ching, but it is this yarn right here. Where is it? I brought it up here.
Oh, that's my color.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the Yak single, and I used 1 skein for this project. Just for the fun of it, because we have buttons now, I folded it into thirds, and I put 2 buttons here to make it more of a wrap. It's not hanging that great on my remix sweater, but I mean, you just put 2 buttons here and you have a wrap, or it can easily be just a shawl. And I'm going to take it off so that you can see.
It's so cute.
Look at the glow of this
Lightweight
yarn. Look at the glow. Can you see how that just glows? This could easily be just a wrap, or you could fold it in half and have it be a poncho. It's got drop stitches, and we've done a video on our YouTube channel that shows you how to not be afraid and drop stitches. But like I said, this was just one skein of the yak single, but you could use anything else. I mean,
and
for this pattern.
It is wonderful yarn.
So soft.
I use that really bright pink color in my Stephen West, which is finished. I just have to put the tassels on.
But it has a super glow, super fun.
Yeah, wonderful, nice yarn.
This is easy knitting. This is watch TV knitting.
Right, and everybody needs those kind of projects.
And drink wine and visit with your friends.
Right, exactly. And Evie's wearing her remix sweater.
I am. I finished it. I blocked it. Didn't it come out cute? This was the pattern, one of the patterns that we did at the retreat.
Right.
And so I did it in the remix. The pattern was written for
Renew,
but
I did mine in the Renew.
And I did mine in the remix, and it just really came out cute. And what are the things that I think remix is super, super good about? Number one, it has a lot of cotton in it, which for us here.
For us is perfect.
This is a perfect winter sweater because it's not going to be heavy. Doesn't itch. I do have a little t-shirt on but that's not, there's nothing here. So it doesn't itch
Nothing
me.
to itch you.
Exactly. But what I like, remix is one of those yarns that I have found so far doesn't seem, when you block it, it stays almost the exact same size.
Oh, that's nice, because that doesn't happen
exactly.
a lot.
When I blocked this, it grew.
It grew.
So depending on what yarn and your tension, you want to do a swatch, a wet block,
Absolutely, and you should absolutely wet block. I'm a big believer in wet blocking.
But I wet blocked this, I did a swatch and wet blocked it and all this stuff, and I was totally blown away by the fact that it was almost the same as when I cast on and knitted it.
And remix is a great yarn from Barocco. It's a recycled yarn in the fact that it has cotton, it has silk, it has
fun little texture in it.
Linen. It's got little nubby things in it. They do sell it. They do sell it in 3 different bases. We have just the worsted weight, but we will be carrying the remix light this summer for people that want to do something a little bit lighter. And it's fun about Barocco. My Barocco rep was in earlier this week, and he was showing us what's coming new from Barocco for spring, as many of the reps are doing right now. We're already moving into spring, and remix, he called it the yarn that wouldn't die.
Well, probably it's I have used it many times.
And it is so versatile. And you can use it for so many things. I don't care whether you knit, crochet, it's just a lovely, lovely yarn. So it works out really well, and it's really nice.
It is really nice. And so this sweater is super cool, super great. We have the pattern here if you want to try it. It is not hard.
No.
Social
knitting for sure.
Absolutely. The pattern is written to be in the round, or you can knit it flat. Either way, it's not hard.
And it's not hard to seam. Don't be afraid of seaming. People are afraid of seaming. And speaking of seaming, so you have seen if you get our newsletter or on our website, you have seen that we have a class called Pick Your Technique. So I want to talk about Pick Your Technique class, because what that is for you to tell us, what do you need help with? Do you need help with seaming? Do you need help on how to fix a dropped stitch?
How to do a raglan sleeve and have it look pretty.
Right. And so that you don't have that hole up underneath.
And holes under here.
That happens a lot. Yep. So take a look at that class. We tried to put a good description of it on the website, but it can tend to be wordy so that people may not understand. But this is kind of like, you tell us what you want to learn.
Absolutely. It's one-on-one.
One-on-one.
It will just be you and me, and we'll learn whatever it is you want to, knitting skill. If you need a crochet skill, we'll have to do it with Lynn. But.
So that's what Pick Your Technique is. So watch for Pick Your, look for that. We're going to continue to keep that in every month, because I think it's a good idea, but I don't think people understood exactly what Pick Your Technique is. So anyway, that's what that class is. Yep. Speaking of crochet, Lynn has her crochet one-on-one, and her crochet one-on-one is basically just that. Whether you are brand new to crochet, or you crocheted 40 years ago and you're going to get started again, or you just can't figure out why your edges go like this instead of like this, that's what that class is for. When you sign up for one of Lynn's classes, you have a little place, as you do in all of our classes, to talk about what you really want to learn. So make sure that you type in there, you know, I need help with edging, I need help with whatever, and that's what that class is tailored for. So that's what's nice about our one-on-one classes, whether you're in a group and you kind of have to follow along.
And the technique class, you definitely have to tell me what it is you want me to show you how to do.
Yeah, don't please
don't just show up
and say, oh, I need to learn how to do brioche, because we have to prepare for that.
Absolutely.
But you can, if you want to learn how to do brioche, you can use that for that.
Absolutely.
So watch for our new spring yarns. I'm excited about that. I was working on orders yesterday. And
so many pretty colors.
Sparkly stuff and non-sparkly and shiny, you know. I'm like a squirrel, shiny stuff.
And there's still some sale stuff over here.
In fact, I put some things out there. Just grab those and show just a little bit. These are just a few of the things that we have.
Dream in Color.
Dream in Color on sale. We have some red pansy. Beautiful blue.
Look, there's even some Life in the Long Grass zebra press.
That's what I actually had on when I was going to wear that.
Yeah, and a little tiny bit of Wonderland too. Different gauges, and
we
looks
have
like some Tracy.
Yes, Hot Springs
Fibre.
We have some faux fur, which is tons of fun. We have some pom-pom yarn.
Yep.
We have some
lace weight.
Some lace weight. So we even have needles. We have some hooks and needles on sale. We have some little gadgets things, and I even have some needle sets on sale. Right. All of that's on the website. So
and if you're a Tunisian crocheter, and that with that set, there's a set of Tunisian needles over there. They're gorgeous.
They are. And speaking of spring, time is running out if you want to sign up for our spring box. Right. It is going to be gorgeous stuff this next one. Not that the rest of it haven't, they have, but we have something really, really special planned.
She keeps telling me that, building up the suspense.
The time is running out, so we really need to know. You have until the 4th of February, I think, before you can sign up. So please, 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 you are not going to want to miss this box. And it's a really good deal. $148 includes 3 skeins of yarn, a pattern, plus some little happies inside your box, and that includes your shipping as well. So that's really a pretty good deal, and
you get a surprise once a month in the mail.
And I promise you will not be disappointed. And speaking of spring, we have local yarn store day coming up in April, and I am happy to announce that we will be collaborating with Knit Sisu again. I'm hoping Jill can be here. I don't know if she'll be able to, but if not, she'll be able to.
Airfares were outrageous. She couldn't come see us
in January, right? She was hoping to come. Right. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but because we haven't decided what it is yet. But we will be collaborating with Jill again on that, and it'll be our 3rd year in a row, I think, collaborating with Jill.
Jill's awesome.
Local Yarn Store Day, and that is at the end of April. And of course, in May, we celebrate 4 years of being in business. So we have a lot to plan, a lot to think about, and we are working towards those goals. And
we've been enjoying our time with you too.
Yeah, absolutely. So come in and see us. If you haven't been in recently, we rearranged our living room areas so it's a little more open. Right. Our classroom is a little bit bigger in space as much as we can with being limited to our space.
Right.
But come in and find us, look us up. And I started to talk about crochet, and I digressed. Lynn has some granny squares.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, granny square class coming, and she's also going to be doing a magic loop class again. So that's definitely good for anybody. If you are knitting socks, if you are knitting hats, if you are knitting sleeves on a top.
Absolutely.
Magic loop. We have a lace and mohair shawl that is coming up, I think, beginning in March.
Yep.
We also then have a really fun sweater that we'll be doing.
Ruby Tuesday. That's coming up the beginning of March.
Right. So lots and lots of fun, exciting things. Come in and sit. Remember, our Stitch and Sip is in shop is on Wednesday mornings, beginning at 11 o'clock. You are welcome to come in and sit in our living room or at our table if it's not being used. And our Stitch and Sip after hours, where we do once a month. That is full for the month of February.
Isn't that cool?
I know.
Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, and thank you for supporting all small businesses and Fair Hope.
Absolutely.
it's important, and that's part of why we
Yes.
do this.
Yes.
So watch for that. We'll be planning for our March because February's already
It's
booked.
already booked.
Okay, so we've been in here a really long time. We've given you a lot of information to process, but the one good thing about it on Facebook is you can go back and look at it again and again.
Oh yeah, you can keep watching us over and over again.
And we will also be posting this to our YouTube channel, so it'll be there for your enjoyment. Come in and see the red stag. I promise.
Beautiful.
If
It's
you
really cool.
love tonals, you will want to snatch some of these up. I believe we have this until the end of January.
Okay.
So come in and see us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
everyone. Goodbye. Have a wonderful Thursday.
Absolutely. Bye.